Hi, this is Cody Coder back with another tutorial in Maya. In this tutorial, we will be making a ball bounce on the spot simply. First thing you gotta do is go up to modeling, should say modeling or something else, and make sure it's set on animation. Then come into polygons and go into sphere. Grab a sphere. So click on it and it will automatically drag one into the viewport. Now, once that has happened, click on the sphere and make sure it's set on the Z, Y, and X axis tool over here. And come down, highlight all of the X, Y, Z, scale, rotation, translate here, and key selected, not visibility, otherwise this won't work. And make sure when that's selected, you're on channel box layer editor down here at the side. Okay, once you've done that, come down to the timeline and make sure you've selected this, so auto key and 23 frames per second in here, and make sure it's on other, then 23.00 frames per second. Save. Okay, now come down here to 120 and drag it down to 550. So then go to 8 in the timeline and drag it up to about, come over to translate Y and about 6. Okay. Once you've done that, press enter and it will go up about a nice height for ball bouncing, and then come over to 16 down on the timeline. Come over to translate Y again and type 0, and then once you've done that, just simply come back up to 24 in the timeline, come back up to translate Y, 6, enter. But since that, so you've got that nice ball bouncing. 32, come over to translate Y and type in for change 0.3. That's a nice height for ending. Okay, make sure your first height was 0 and your last height was 0.3, and then 6 for up. Okay, once you've done that, come to 32 on the timeline and come down to where it says 200 or whatever it's set on, 50, 200, and type 32, enter. Once you've entered that, you should get a nice floating up and down ball. It's and like on a nice time without any delays. Once that is correct, come up to Windows, Animation Editors, and Graph Editor. Go to Translate Y, zoom out, and you can see it's a nice flowing up and down type of way. Right, it's going up and down, up and down. We don't want a nice wavy floating up and down, so come down to where it comes down, break the joint up the top by highlighting it, going up and breaking the joint. Now make this as pointy as you can and do the same with this one, but make sure it's a tiny bit smaller. There, just a tiny bit smaller. Once you've done that, come over to your last one and go back up, break the joint, and make this stick as just on the same height as that. Do the same with the start. highlight it, break the joint, and give it the same height as the one here, so like that. So it's a nice little bird shape. That's what you want. And then just go back into the viewport and play. Got that nice hit the ground part. But as you can see, it's delaying over here. It's very soft over here. So go back in. Come over to the one over here, the very last one, and make sure the joint is broken and make it come up at a 90-degree angle type, and make sure that's there. So I think that could be, yeah, that's working. There you go. It's a nice bouncing ball type. Come back into the graph editor again and go all the way to the start and click on it and drag it up to the 90-degree angle point. There you go. And it should have a nice bounce, 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 instead of up and down, blah. So yeah, that's a bouncing ball. But it needs to be squashed a little bit when it hits the ground. Over down here. So scale it just a tiny bit squashed, not too much, and make sure it's same 0, and then put this at so scale Y 90. Enter. Actually, sorry, 0.90. Enter. That should be a nice flat bounce. 0. Yeah, and then just make sure it's as flat as you want, but not as flat as a flat piece of paper. Otherwise it will look like it's popped. And it comes up, but it down here it's squashing already. We don't want that. So come down to here and go to scale Y and make it 1. Enter. When that has happened, it squashes and it comes back up nicely. When it gets back down, it should be the same scale as before in 16. A 0.871, 0.871, and then 0.871. Enter. Just a tiny bit more. So for the start, 0.955. That should be a good starting scale. Alright, let's see this ball bounce. But right now it's squashed. It's still squashed up here. It's all squashed. We don't want that. No. So when it comes back up, just scale it. Go to scale Y 1. Enter. So it's the same height again. Yay! And then it goes down. Flat. 871. Well, 0.871, sorry. Yeah, that's a nice ball bounce. Boing, 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 boing. There you go, a ball bouncing. And I'll see you guys later in another tutorial. Bye!